Well, YouTube, I'm back at you. I made a video when I came back from the gym. Hadn't even taken a shower yet or anything. Now I'm back in my uniform, right here. I'm back in my uniform again. Anyways, I decided to make another quick video. Not going to be very long. When I always say that, it ends up kind of being long, but I'll try to keep this one kind of short. I'm going to give you guys some information. It is purely for educational purposes only. I am not telling anyone to do this. I am just giving you what I read off of the internet, off of Chat GPT, and so you guys use it however you want. Maybe you're writing a book about something and you just need this information. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you. Like I said, I'm not telling anybody to do this. I'm just telling you for purely informational and educational purposes. Okay? All those credit card debts that you got piled up, they're going to come after you one day if you don't pay them. You know that, right? Maybe you had a car repoed and they took it to the auction. In this example, you owed $18,000 on it, and they sold it for $6,000. Well, now they're going to come after you for that $12,000 plus all the, the fees, attorney fees, and all the rest of that. Pretty easy for them to get a judgment against you. Same thing if they foreclose on your house. They're going to come after you for whatever the difference is if they have to try to resell it for less. The banks, any kind of a loan. It's pretty easy in the USA if they can find where you work, and they can with your social security number. They can find where you're working, and they'll just come after your check. And people are having a hard enough time living as it is, and they like I said, they will find you for it. I think after like 7 or 10 years, it will drop off the records. But anyways, if you got a bankruptcy on your record and all the rest of that stuff, it stays on there for a long, long time. But something that doesn't go away, that will be with you until you're my age, possibly, is those student loans. Okay, they will not discharge those in bankruptcy. Okay, they will not discharge them in bankruptcy. Now, all those garnishments, they can only get from you if you live in the USA. Didn't know if you knew that or not. So, just an example here, like I said, for educational purposes. If you're a 30-year-old male or female or whatever it is, and you got a 4-year master's degree in whatever, whether it be a business management, computer engineering, teaching, whatever the case may be. Not in one of those, like a pre-Columbian dance or trigender studies or one of those kind of things. But you can come over here. You can go to any third world country. And most of the people that live in these third world countries, as I've known a lot of them over here, are uneducated. And even if they have an education, chances are they went to a school system, a government school system that is 122nd in the world. Okay, and if they went to a 2-year college, we call them they call them universities over here, but they're actually like a community college or something in the USA or junior college, whatever you want to call it. They still don't really get a good education because they don't pay the teachers that much. Okay. I could give you example after example of some things that some teachers have said to me that just didn't really make any sense. I mean, you would think a teacher that has been to a university for 2 years would know the names Isaac Newton, William Shakespeare, Albert Einstein, just, like I said, I could just go on and on. You know what I mean? And Stephen King, just authors, just all kind of stuff. And they don't have a clue. They don't even know how, most of them don't even know how to use a computer. They don't know about Microsoft, any kind of Microsoft window thing. They don't know about Excel spreadsheets or PowerPoint or really any of those kind of things, man. They just don't know. So if you come over here, I'm using this for an example. If you came over here to Cambodia with a 4-year degree from a university in the United States, there are some really big companies over here in the city. Now, before I tell you where to go look for these companies, I want you to go online if you got time during this Thanksgiving break you got here and look and see what kind of a beautiful 4 or 5-star apartment you can get. Well, it depends. You want a 1-bedroom apartment, maybe $800 a month. And they're going to have a pool. You can rent a condo. They're going to have a gym. It's going to be a tall condo. They don't have earthquakes in Cambodia, never had any. They don't have tornadoes or hurricanes, none of that kind of natural disaster stuff, so you don't have to worry about it falling over on you. And I'm pretty familiar with how stuff's built, and I've watched them build some of these condos, these tall condos, and they got, like I said, they got underground parking and they got security, and they got some small, like little HOA thing, but it's not really that much, especially if you're renting. So, but I want you to look and see what you can get for anywhere from $800 to $1,000. You want a 2-bedroom? Maybe it's going to cost you $1,000, but it is going to be furnished and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Like I said, 4 or 5-star. If I wasn't married and had a daughter, I'd live in a condo. I live in a house right now. But I got to do a lot of stuff to it here and there. And I'd live in a condo, maybe I don't know, 7, 8 stories, something like that. Oh, sorry about that on my phone. 7, 8 story condo. I gotta turn on I got a security system outside, man. And if somebody walks in front, the dog barks, then the security goes off. Sorry about that, guys. I don't edit. Anyways, and you can go to work for one of these companies. I see them all the time on LinkedIn and all these other websites where they want Americans to come over here and live. And work for these companies, man. And these companies over here will pay you maybe $4,000 or $5,000 a month. And you say, "Oh man, I can't make it on over here." You can make it on 4 or 5. You would be a rich, or over here, on $4,000 or $5,000 a month. Okay, you're going to have it rolling on. You live in the city, you live in a condo, you work downtown in the downtown Phnom Penh area, where they got all these high rises and these big corporations and stuff down there. They got these little pass app carts. You don't even need a car, man. They got these little pass app carts that'll bring you around, kind of like a Uber thing. You just do it on your phone. They don't have no insurance here. Ain't nobody got no insurance. Nobody that I know has any medical insurance. I got a car. I got no car insurance. I don't even have homeowners insurance, man. My house is made out of bricks, concrete, blocks, and steel. The only thing that's wooden here is the cupboards and this drywall stuff they got up on top over here. So there's really nothing that can burn. Nobody here really has any insurance. But look in to see how much you can rent a nice apartment for, or condo, and then look and see how much these companies be willing to pay for it. Okay, I just got a work card. You have to have a business license or a business visa. I think they're around like $350. It's good for a year, and then you have to have a work card. I just applied for mine because mine expires at the end of December, and I think that's $295. But you go to work for one of these companies, man, you tell them that's just part of the deal. They're going to have to reimburse you for that, for those expenses, because you got to have that in order to work here. You got a golden ticket, man. You got a 4-year degree from the University of the United States. And they would be fighting over each other to get you to come to work for them. That's just the way it is, okay? Because the people here are uneducated, most of them. Most of them are borderline illiterate, even if they have schooling, man, they just don't have it. They don't have that. I think the word is moxie. They don't have any moxie with them. They don't have any kind of creative thinking. And just to kind of remind you guys, Cambodia is 139th poorest country in the world, 122nd in education, and I believe it's like around 110, 100 something on skill set. So you come over here with a degree, you're going to make $4,000 or $5,000 a month, and like I said, you say, well, that's not enough. Well, when you're living in a nice, beautiful apartment for $800, $900 a month, whatever it is, you have to pay a little bit of light. It's going to be a whole lot easier than making it over there in the USA. And like I said, this is just purely for educational purposes only, YouTube and anybody else that might be listening. When you come over here, all those judgments that you might have against you, even those student loans, they can't get that from over there. There's no setup. The only way they can is if you work for a company over here that's based out of the United States. Then they could possibly get it from you. But there's just no way. They don't have a garnishment system set up any kind of way to get that money back over there to you, back to the U.S. government. So, and then you guys can have fun in Asia, man. We are really hella close. I'm hella close to Japan and Taiwan and South Korea and Bali, Indonesia, and I'm right next door to Thailand, other side, and the other side's Vietnam. So anyways, you guys can have a new adventure in your life, okay? Now, for you young men or men that want to think about doing that, this place is full of absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, petite Asian young ladies. Now, for the girls, for the ladies, I don't know if I'd marry a Khmer man, a Cambodian man, because for me, in my opinion, this is just my opinion only, I think they're pretty damn lazy. So I'll let you guys make the decision on that. But anyways, just thought I would make mention that, like I said, you guys don't have to pay back all that money that they, that these counselors and whoever else told you was going to be making a fortune getting out of university and stuff. Over here, you can make, like I said, $4,000 or $5,000. That don't sound like that much. And I file my taxes every year. I do it on TurboTax. I owe little to next to nothing. So would you, because if you're making $45,000, $50,000 a year as a single person, you might owe, I don't know. I don't really know what you'd owe, but it's not going to be that much. But anyways, like I said, this video is for educational purposes only, and I'm not telling you what you should do to get out of those $150,000 and $200,000 lifetime student loan things. And then maybe one of these days, man, they're canceling all that stuff, and you can just come back and say, well, guess what? I'm back. I don't know, man. But anyways, you guys have a good one, and I'll talk to you in the morning, man. I'll make my morning sunrise coffee cup video, man. In the meantime, you guys take care and have a good Black Friday. And one more thing before I go. You see this finger? You see this finger? This is the finger right here. Well, you can use any finger you want. This is the finger right here that I wish you guys would push subscribe. I got a lot of viewers, but not a lot of subscribers. So I know I watch videos and I don't subscribe. So if you would please subscribe, man. I got 14 subscribers on this channel, and I got 2 channels. I got 14 subscribers on this channel, and I'd love to get it up to 20. It made me feel good. But like I said, even if you don't do it, man, I still appreciate you guys watching my video, man. I really do. And thanks a lot, and you guys have a great day. Talk to you later.